that Hammerman does not use flares. So essentially you are guiding Hammerman's troops into your trap here. Look at this guy, he's crazy. It's payback time. Tell me where your puny base is and I will crush it. Shut up with your face, Hammerman. The ultimate Hammerman trap base. You know we're talking the hook base, and on top of it, we've added in 4 level 3 damage amplifiers. This is going to be absolutely insane. Hammerman will not stand a chance. Let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Skull Army and friends. SkullCrusher here. It is Monday, January the 3rd, 2022, and yes, we're coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, it's all about Hammerman. It's all about the hook base. It's all about 4 level 3 damage amplifiers. Now, just to kind of put that in perspective, if you guys actually do want a copy of this layout, I am going to have a grid formation on the screen in just a moment here. Perfect, right there. And at the same time over here, I do want you to pay attention to these rocket launchers, because these rocket launchers are literally going to be the bread and butter of this attack right here. All 3 of the rocket launchers that I have in the mid here are essentially doing 82 damage per second, but an additional 246 with the amped up 3 level 3 damage amplifiers. Not to mention that we've got the 4th one hanging out over by the core here, you know, literally amplifying everything. So this is going to be super exciting, guys. And the whole point of the trap base here, keep in mind that Hammerman does not use flares. So essentially you are guiding Hammerman's troops into your trap here, essentially following their way up all the defenses, all the buildings. You know, they're going to have a very hard time getting through this right here. But let's say Hammerman does manage to get through. You know, it makes his way all the way up here, takes out all this, keeps looping his way around, then runs into the minefield of death right there. And then after the minefield of death, we've got our last stand. The last stand right there. Nice damage amplified rocket launcher, shock launcher, 2 boom cannons, 2 mortars, and 2 flame throwers. So I am super excited to see how well this pans off here. Skull Army and friends, the hook base, 4 level 3 damage amplifiers. Let's see how Hammerman will do. I don't think he's going to do very well. Fleet 1, let's go. You gotta love how it changes. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna keep this all at ×2 right here, just to kind of get a good feeling for it. And you know what? Already I can see those damage amplified rocket launchers in the center there. I mean, there's barely any breathing room for those tanks right there. They have successfully taken out 2 defenses on the beach right there, and Fleet 1 is over even before it started. Those are those damage amplified rocket launchers. Now, my rocket launchers are not maxed as well, so let's keep that in mind. But first stage, no problem. Let's make our way to the 2nd fleet right now. Looks like we are dealing with a lot of mass infantry here. Okay, so we've got the warriors coming off on the left side of the beach right there. Those damage amplified rocket launchers doing wonders, just ripping them a new one here. And of course, now we've got the riflemen and the medics coming out here. Hammerman did throw a barrage on my 1 rocket launcher right there, but of course, these 3 damage amplified rocket launchers are not giving Hammerman any breathing room. Hammerman did not get a single defense on Fleet 2 right there. Boom! Goes the dynamite. I hope we can see Hammerman make his way up to the minefield of death in the last stand. That would be freaking awesome. So, Skull Army, we're going to jump on in to Hammerman Fleet 3 right now. Defend. Let's see what we're dealing with on this one right here. So it looks like we got the Zookas and the medics coming out to play. I feel so sorry for those Zookas, because those damage amplified rocket launchers will give him 0, and I mean 0 breathing room, and that's exactly what happened right there. Now we've got the warriors, now we've got the riflemen, and the heavies coming out. Once again, they might get a couple of these defenses right here, but for the most part, it's those damage amplified rocket launchers really holding their ground right there. Hammerman did successfully actually take out 2 defenses right there, a flamethrower and a mortar, but just like that, boom, goes the dynamite. Hammerman's starting to get a little bit smart there. He's actually using barrage on my 3 damage amplified rocket launchers, but so far so good, guys. We are going to dive on in to Fleet 4 here. Let's see what we're dealing with. Okay, all right, we got the Grens coming out. Not a big fan of the Grens here, but once again, it's those damage amplified rocket launchers that will give him 0 breathing room. Hammerman did actually throw a critter and a barrage at this lone machine gun up top here. Actually, I don't think that was a critter and a barrage. That was a critter with the rocket launchers firing at the critter right there. Now we got the cryos coming out, and those damage amplified rocket launchers giving 0 breathing room. We got a critter up top right there. 0 chance with the last stand right there, and mass infantry making their way up to the beach. 0 breathing room with those damage amplified rocket launchers, and just how chaotic and clustered that beach head is. Boom goes the dynamite, guys. We are absolutely smashing Hammerman. Do not forget to leave a like on today's video, guys. Go grab that stick of dynamite, place it by that sub button, light it, run away, and that's right. Blow it up, baby. Code SkullCrusher as well. Remember, my friends. And we are going to dive right on in here. Fleet 5 right now. Let's see what we're dealing with on Fleet 5. Okay, so we've got, all right, not bad, not bad. We got medics, we got warriors, we got heavies, and we've got riflemen. 264 riflemen to be exact here. So let's see what Hammerman is doing here. A couple critters coming out to play. Once again, pay attention to those damage amplified rocket launchers, just completely making minced meat of those riflemen. But of course, the fleets are going to get a little bit harder here. I do expect to see Hammerman actually taking out some of the defenses here as he does actually make his way up to the mid point here. I really want to see Hammerman actually make his way past the rocket launcher so we can actually see the troops rush into the minefield of death, and then of course get right there to the last stand as well. You know what, Hammerman did a little bit of damage there, but once again, barely, absolutely barely getting off the beach right there. The 3 level 3 damage amplifiers in the middle right there are doing absolute wonders. Can you guys imagine if I put the 4th one over there? But just to be safe, I did want to keep the 4th one over at the last stand right here, pretty much damage amplifying everything, yet even though we have yet to see Hammerman make his way that far back. So we got Fleet 6 right now. Remember, guys, also there's absolutely 0 ice on this layout right now, and at the same time too, I do want to show you my tri boosts. We are not using headquarters health, we're not using flamethrower damage, we're not using, I guess that would be it right there. So we're literally just using the 4 level 3 damage amplifiers here. Of course, you will get much better results using headquarters health and flamethrower damage, but I don't think we need to use it, guys. I don't think we need to use it. So we're gonna make our way over to Fleet 6 right now. And it looks like we got 1 Scorcher, 64 Warriors, 48 Heavies, and 360 Riflemen. So Hammerman is starting to step his game up, but once again, the trap base doing exactly what it needs to do. Hammerman's got beef, man, with that machine gun up top. He literally just barred out that machine gun in one of the defenses here. But let's pay attention, especially to the 3 damage amplified rocket launchers there. The Scorcher did not last very long. It did not even get off the beach, guys. Rocket launchers, once again, making minced meat of those Riflemen. Remember, we do have 360 Riflemen for Fleet 6 of Hammerman on Monday, January the 3rd, 2022 here. Oh, damage amplified rocket launchers at its finest right there, guys. At its finest, man. You got the support from all the machine guns, mortars, cannons, all the splash and single shot up front, and then you got the real bread and butter winner being those damage amplified rocket launchers. Now those heavies are starting to make some progress here. Warriors coming out to play right here. Do you think Hammerman's going to get past the damage amplified rocket launchers? I think he will. This might actually be our first fleet. No, he might not. Shut the front door. Rocket launchers for the win, Skull Army. Fleet 6 stopped by the 3 damage amplified rocket launchers. That was clutch, man. Boom goes the dynamite. This is where things get interesting. Fleet 7. What's up, Hammerman? Are you ready to get steamrolled? Maybe it'll be the other way around. I think you will get steamrolled. Let's do it. So what's Hammerman offering us for Fleet 7? Okay, so we've got 8 mechs. We've got 1 Scorcher. We've got 9 tanks and 480 riflemen. This is going to be freaking awesome. We've got very, very heavily armored units, and then we've got mass infantry with the riflemen. So, Hammerman, let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to keep this one at ×1 because I really want to take this one in here and appreciate. Okay, Hammerman just cycled the shock, actually pitting down 2 of my 4 damage amplified rocket launchers here. So let's see how well we can muster up the courage here. Okay, looking good, looking good. Remember, guys, there's mechs, there's tanks, there's Scorchers. There's so many disgusting things to worry about, but I do want to actually try to get rid of the bulk of those tanks before the mechs do make their way to the battlefield. And it looks like we are taking out, there's 2 tanks left right now. 1 tank left as the mechs now make their way to the battlefield. These damage amplified boom cannons should actually make very quick work of these mechs. We got the next couple mechs and riflemen, the Scorcher coming out to play as well. So these damage amplified boom cannons right here are doing a great job, you know, picking off these mechs here, picking off these tanks here, essentially doing what they need to do to the heavily armored units here. Now, of course, things are going to get a little bit more interesting as they do start to progress a little bit further in. We've got that next fleet of freaking riflemen coming out to play here. So I'm telling you right now, Hammerman is going to push through. Hammerman is going to push through my damage amplified rocket launchers. As long as we can just take out as many as we can. There's no medics here. So every damage that these riflemen are taking, it sticks. It sticks, it sticks, it sticks, which is going to be wonders when they do make their way to the minefield of death here. So keep that in mind. Okay, so Fleet 7, Hammerman has successfully taken out the mid damage amplified rocket launchers. Okay, so you know what? We successfully defended ourselves on 6 fleets. You know, it was about time here. Looks like we do still have a fair amount of mechs. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1 Scorcher in there as well. But this is where things get interesting. This is where things get very interesting. The minefield of death here. Because remember, we're trapping Hammerman. We're telling Hammerman where his troops are going to go here. So now as they take out the last defense, so essentially this is the first line of defense here. This is the second line of defense. And this is the third line of defense, the last stand here. So now we're going to bring this right back down. Slow it right down so you guys can see what this minefield of death does. Remember, we are setting our layout up to trap Hammerman. And this is horrible for the riflemen, but this is how you do it, guys. So those riflemen are dwindling super fast. Keep in mind that we still got 2 damage amplified boom cannons there. You know, there's a shock launcher and a rocket launcher in the back. You know, we've got some more boom mines, shock mine up front right there. So now you can really see the riflemen dwindling. We got a small pocket of riflemen on the right side with 5 mechs here. This is not looking good for Hammerman. We're going to bring this right back up to normal speed right now. As you can see, the damage amplified boom cannons doing what they do. Oh, this is beautiful, man. The last stand at its finest here. 1 mech left, soon to be 0 mech left, and that is how you successfully defend Hammerman with 0 ice and 4 level 3 damage amplifiers. Skull Army and friends. Boom goes the dynamite. I do hope this video helps you out for your Hammerman trap base, and most importantly, guys, remember, go back to your layout. Save your Hammerman. That's my hook base right there. Save, done. And then just like that, guys, you can go back and load out any one of your layouts. But after you do beat Hammerman, it is actually a good idea to actually go back and load whatever you were rocking there. So we're gonna have to, you know, reconfigure some of this stuff. We got all those damage amplifiers everywhere. But yeah, that is how you beat Hammerman with no ice and with the ultimate trap base, the hook base, with 4 level 3 damage amplifiers. Skull Army and friends, we will be wrapping up today's video. Now I think it's time to make like a Tom and cruise. Peace!